I need a water.
Oh. Sorry. There you go.
You're hot. Sit down.
Oh.
Did you sit on his thumb?
No. I didn't even expect
Hey,
that.
scratch and sniff.
So we're here. We have my good friend, Zack Fairhurst.
Yay!
What up? What up?
So-
Just back with the boys.
Just three
And
dudes
Cheyenne,
hanging
and
out.
of course, the woman of the hour.
Shayan, Zack took a little break from his day job, which is being stuck at sea. So thank you for coming
Almost
in.
out. Of course. Thank you for keeping it coming, Tony.
Yeah, man. So tell us, Zack is straight. So we need a breath of fresh air. We've done a lot of trans and whatnot.
What trans? There's no trans here.
Trends or trans?
Trans.
A Decepticon.
Oh,
All right, that's crazy.
shoot.
I guess Tony's that Autobot then.
So tell people about yourself. What's going on? So
I'm 24. I do social media for work, and I lived in LA for 3 years. I live with Cam, JoJo, Anthony, and our other friend Austin, and just known Tony for a little bit over a year now.
yeah, I think so.
Over
I've had
a
the
year.
Hummer for a year, so
Known Chirac over here for let's just say a very long time.
Ew.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything
Sweet.
about me.
how old are you?
Yeah.
I'm 24.
24, baby.
Okay. Are you single?
Yeah, I am.
Oh.
You said I'm a baby, but
yeah.
I'm your type, Tony.
Oh God, I can't with you. So in our friend group, Cheyenne's nickname is Chirac. I don't
Yes,
remember who
'cause of
started
my
that.
Titties.
No, it's not. why
Oh,
at
let's
all.
just say it's because of my titties.
I think Tanner started it, actually. I think he just used to call her Chirac. Or Tanner or...
Because you're Middle Eastern. Is that Middle Eastern?
Iraq is Middle Eastern.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe,
But I'm
I
from
actually don't know.
Iran.
It just kind of like spawned one day. Where
Yeah.
it was like Cheyenne just started hanging out with all of us, and then just she became one of like the boys pretty much.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
one of my roommates may have felt Cheyenne's boobs once, but that's all I gotta say.
Who was it?
It was Anthony.
Did he?
Remember when we literally brought Cheyenne upstairs? Anthony's in his room, and Anthony
It was his birthday.
oh, it was his birthday. It was his birthday surprise, and he just like always is like playing video games. Like he works, he streams, and that's about it. And we gave him like a birthday surprise, and he got to feel Chirac up. So it's not bad.
It's a good way to start the year.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So what are your hobbies, sir?
My hobbies, I like to film. I'm a big family guy, and I'm a really big like friendship guy. Like I value my friendships as I value yours and your friendship.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've just been filming my whole life pretty much since I was like 14, doing Vines and then Musically and then TikTok and then
And you have several million followers across platform, right?
yeah, I probably have over like 10 or 11 million cross-platform, not like
Yeah.
one platform.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love it. You guys are podcast is picking up now. We're going viral on Facebook, Instagram, everything.
Finally. Shit.
Yeah.
About damn time.
W in the chat. I mean, that's awesome.
So this is also Zach's very first podcast,
Pretty
right?
much, yeah.
Really?
Like
So-
real podcasts. Like done like an interview at one for like 30 minutes, but this is like real first podcast.
Oh my
so.
god.
So I told you to let us know any questions you'd want us to ask you. What's something that you've always wanted to tell people or put out there in the world that you haven't been able to do?
Besides that, you love me.
Shit, I don't know.
I mean, just think about it. You don't have to answer right now. We'll, at some point,
Yeah.
we'll answer it throughout the podcast. But you also have a famous dog, or your sister has a famous
Oh,
dog. But you have a famous
yes.
dog in the family, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So Pupster,
Yeah,
Drake?
Drake the Pup Star. So basically, it's like my sister, who has a full like. I didn't go to college. I went to college for a year. Like
Clearly.
I would say, yeah. My grammar is pretty awful, but I will say I'm still trying to figure out the there, and there situation that we got going on in the world. But like I didn't go to college. I figured out how to do it without college. My sister went to Villanova for 4 years, did everything. And the joke in our family is that like my parents probably had to spend like $250,000 to send my sister to Villanova. It's like a great, amazing school. She got her degree there. She got a job for like a year, an internship in marketing and broadcasting after. And now her full-time job is just filming her dog every day. And she's making like quadruple her old salary, like works for herself. And it's It's like insane that, and there are people that even above her that she says she's met that have a dog and they make like $2-3 million a year just from filming their dog. And
Damn.
I'm like, I think it's time for me to get a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
I
already
love
got
Brody.
that. I got that dog in me, if you know what I mean. So it's
Ew.
shit. Tony knows about that dog in me, if you know what I'm
Dad,
saying.
I can't with you. That's not all that's going to be in you. So,
Let's just say nothing's ever going in.
Brody is one of my favorite dogs, though.
Oh, the golden. Yeah,
The-
you know what's
the
crazy?
golden
That I
doodle.
didn't know that he straightens that dog's hair.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he uses like the same shit you use in
The,
your hair.
the same stuff that I
No
get the
way.
keratin treatment to fix my mop, he uses on his dog, and that's why his hair is like I'm sure if you did it to Logan, but if you didn't groom him ever and then just grew it out and then flat ironed his hair like every couple of months,
Whoa.
that's why it's so like floppy and stuff. And I had no clue when like everyone told me that, I was like, that's insane to me. But like it sells the dog's personality in my opinion. So it's like,
Got it.
damn,
Yeah.
why not?
So, speaking of valuing friendships, and this is going to be a little touchy for you, but we won't go into too much depth on it.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on working with friends? I know that you had a situation recently that kind of fell apart, and Cheyenne and I had the beginning of this was a little rough. Our first podcast episode, we've talked about it many times. Didn't go as planned. There were a lot of emotions and anger, and I punched a wall. But we were able to.
that podcast when we like you were upset, everyone like.
The very first episode, yeah, it was like it just fell apart right in front of our eyes. But we rebounded, and here we are on season 2, episode
Yeah.
whatever this ends up being.
Oh, you're saying between you guys?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I was
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
I thought you were like mentioning someone else. I was like, oh, I didn't know that you guys had like a rough.
Yeah. Because
Oh,
we never
rough
worked
start,
together,
for
so we
sure.
actually did it really deep. Like, you should probably really be careful with working with friends. And I know that you had a situation recently with one of your
Yeah.
friends where it kind of fell apart. So, I mean, what would you have done differently?
I mean, well, first off, it seems like you guys are pretty good. Did you guys
We pounded it out.
pounded it out
Yeah.
after? All right.
Really
for
hard
sure.
and
That's,
rough.
that's why you guys
Yeah.
like this. But that's good. I just want to make that clear. So they're all good now. But yeah, I
It's
think
like you need to pound it out then.
That would be hot, and I
that's
would want to
crazy.
watch.
Yeah. He's done enough pounding. He's done enough pounding. But so working with friends, that's like a really, because when you're younger, like you'd run like a lemonade stand with your friends. You do all that with your friends, and it's fine. You're not
Make
really
out
making
with friends.
girlfriends. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
oh.
you're making out with both. It's fine though. I was like,
yeah.
maybe I would have like.
We'll
let
touch on that later.
We'll talk about it later.
We'll
But
circle back.
On a more serious note, I think it's really, really tricky. And it's kind of like some people can work great together, some people can't. And I think I think the biggest thing is what comes down to it is money in the end of it. Because in my experience of working with friends, I've worked with a couple of my friends and it goes two of which ways. One way is where I think you're fully in charge. You are perfect example. I hired one of my friends from college that really needed money, and he was a really good friend of mine. Always helped me film videos in college. Like never gave me shit about anything. Like always super supportive. I was paying him like almost $1,000 a month to like manage all my social medias, re-upload stuff for me, do it,
Yeah.
which is like way overpaying for that and stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, probably not, but I was trying to help him out, and he kept like he kept like slacking off. Like
I'm looking at our editor over there.
I didn't realize that, but I was like just trying to help him out. Like he was in a bad place, and this was like 2 or 3 years ago, and he just kept slacking off, and he was missing uploads.
Was
and
he
doing
breaking
this.
things? Oh, it's the worst.
And he was just, I'm like, was he what? Oh, breaking things. Man, they're calling it. You guys can't even see it, but they're just rinsing their main guy here. But and basically, I called him one day and I was like, look, bro, like I love you, like no hard feelings, but like I didn't even say like fire you. I was just like, I'll pay you for the rest of the month. Like you're good. Like just don't even upload myself. I'll just like that. And we're still friends to this day. I think
good.
what happens is when you do business with friends, it's when you always need, I feel like, a third partner in this if you're doing business, because two people, it's just blatant, like he said, she said shit where it's just, it's impossible to sort anything out. You need a like what you guys recommended, which we should have done in the beginning, is a non-biased third-party person that anytime you have a disagreement or a solution, you go to and it's non-biased and it can figure it out. I think the biggest thing that ruins working with friends is once it comes down to a lot of money and you're making money and you're spending money and you're spending the company's money and there can be like miscommunications and everything. And so I think you can work with friends, but it's just like, it's so stressful. And it's like, I lost a good friend, like a really good friend of mine in business because we started our own agency and it was going great. And we set rules and then rules were broken by me and him. And it just like, no one wins in the end when it's two people because it's he said, she said bullshit. And it needs to, I don't know, work with friends, but
That's a Limp Bizkit song. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit.
Oh, that is a good song.
I mean, luckily him and I were not greedy people. I think it was just a big part of it was this was starting.
Luckily. Ours was not monetary related
Yeah.
whatsoever.
No.
So that's good.
Yeah, I don't think ours was either. I think the way I was looking at it is we were bringing in all this money, but like our overhead expenses were like through the roof. And I was like, so the other thing that also I think can sway friendships is that everything has to be like transparent. I wasn't in charge in the situation of the money, which I'll never do that again. I'll never let someone else like, it needs to be like a mutual thing or even like a third party deals with the money and like distributes it out. Because I think it's like, if one person does this and has this and then I'm doing all this, either way, one person's always going to have more power over the other person. So I don't know. It's just tricky. And I wish the situation that happened with me didn't happen because I do care about him at the end of the day. It is like a very good friend of mine. And I don't know, but what's your guys' opinion on working with friends? I feel like you probably have some experience with.
Not really, actually. I've always just done things by myself because of that reasoning.
I think it's easier.
Interestingly enough, you know, as long as I have known Zach, we've actually never had one-on-one time other than like going to and from the airport because we always have like our friends around.
Yeah.
So like our conversations that we have are just over the phone where we talk about, you know, in the moment shit. And, you know, the
We
one.
have phone sex and stuff.
Oh, shit.
So fucking hot.
No, but I'll say that one thing that I've noticed over the time that I've known you, and it's with anyone else, and I think it comes with time, is accountability. And it's like at first, I think that you had a little bit of a hard time with taking accountability for yourself, and like I would notice that you would kind of put things off on other people, whereas now you're kind of you're growing, and I've noticed that has changed. Going back to working with friends on our aspect, it was more or less that like I'm a business person, and I'm very particular on the things that I want done, and like Cheyenne's more like she just wants to show up and like look cute. You know what I mean?
Literally.
So it's like that was the biggest problem. If I were to put it in a nutshell, was like I'm like particular. I'm this. I have my notepad. I have this, that. Where Cheyenne's like just like put me here, put me in a position like a Barbie doll, and just like
Tell me what to do.
Tell me what to do.
Literally.
And
I
like,
mean, but I think everyone's so different in the aspect of like, that's why I think.
I also think, bro, you started that really young. So like you age and like the frontal cortex of your brain's not even forming until you're 25. So it's all just learn. You know what I mean? And then 25 hits and like you get hit in the fucking face with reality, you know, in life.
Oh yeah.
But the good thing is you're able to learn while you're young, and you know, fences can be mended.
Yeah.
I think also is that me and my old partner were like two completely different people, to where he was like, we have to be on this like it's kind of like a weird way to like say it, but it's almost like I look at every project as like, how can I maximize my time to where if instead of filming all day from 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the morning till sunset at night, I go, why don't we prioritize like filming just like no lunch break? Because in that time you dilly-dally, you do stuff. I'm like, my route was always, let's film for like 2-3 hours a day. And then like we can focus on other things throughout the day. And we just didn't see like eye to eye on stuff and everything. And then it was just like, I don't know. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a right way or a wrong way, you know. I do notice that you do like to delegate a lot, is what you're trying to say. Is like you're more of a delegation. And we just had a conversation, or I had a conversation today with a YouTube company where he actually said similar to what you said. Because I told him, I was like, well, you know what? Like we have an editor which we pay to edit this at a certain price, but Cheyenne and I can also edit. And the guy on YouTube stopped me dead in my tracks, and he was like, why would you waste your time to edit when you should be paying someone? Because in the 2 hours that it takes for you guys to edit that clip, you guys could be making more content. You know what I mean? So they're like, at the end of the day, find an editor that's going to just, you know, have your main editor, and then find someone who's going to just do all the other clips. And I like, in my mind, I'm a little bit of a control freak though, where I'm like, it's going to look better if I do it. It'll, you know, I want to have my hand on my touch on it. And we've talked about this before. And you're like, he literally on the phone like broke it down, was like, there's this many hours. This is how much time it takes. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, he goes, bro, for like $5 an hour, you could, or something like that.
It broke down to like $10 a day pretty much to like, to pay someone else to like upload. And I took your advice. I like found someone cheaper to do it now. And like, I did that and I like got rid of my guy that was uploading all my stuff and did it like a cheaper alternative. Cause like I was paying like, I don't even know how much, but it's like, I just would look at it like, cause your time is so valuable. So it's like, you were like, well, if I have a couple hours in the morning to do that, I'll do my own stuff. But the way I was looking at it is like the platforms to where I'm just literally posting just to like post on. There's no monetary, like Threads, for example, is like you get paid like a couple $100 a month, even if you get like millions and millions of views. There's like no monetization, but it's just another platform to grow. It's like, I'll let someone else run that just because it's like, I don't want to sit there all day and like tweet and like text out stuff and reply to stuff that doesn't like do it. Like no one's like, oh, what's your thread at or something. Do you know what I mean? So I think for like the less, like I upload all my own Snapchat stuff. I'll never let anyone else do that because like I need to have control of that and no one else knows how to like do
your Snapchat's pretty wild.
Well, I've calmed down a lot. Let's just say.
If anyone wants to look up Mad Zack on Snapchat, it's pretty wild. It's crazy because like you have such a huge gay following.
I do on Snap.
It's interesting.
I'm one of them.
I would literally go on your Snap and it would just be like, "What are you wearing?" And you respond to everyone. It's so funny.
I don't
like,
disagree. I love it. Like it's people are like, well, it gets a little much when someone's like, send me a video of you squatting down over the camera, and I'm like, all right,
wow.
I'm like, put the fries in the bag.
Okay, you don't have to tell people what I'm sending you.
But like, I literally have like 2 million followers on Snap, and like 78% of them are dudes, and I'm sure like 70% of them are gay. Maybe like 5% that aren't. But I mean, they're the only ones that make my story like spicy and like actually like entertaining because no one else responds to these comments where people are like, I want to like tear your hole open or something. And I'm
but
like,
I mean, you do a little bit of baiting though, because there's some times where I've seen Zach will do a little bit of a bulge.
I mean, like, what can I say? I got a package. Like it's
a little bit.
Sometimes when I put on those gray sweats, let's just say Tony gets a little bit excited.
This is absolutely not true at all. Not at all. I have a type. It's not this.
I'm a little too old for Tony.
Oh my God!
No! What?
18 to 22 is the cutoff. After that,
not.
Tony just goes, dude, they're just fucking expired.
No, there's no Johnny Depp situation here. It's definitely older than that. You have to have your brain fully formed.
All I know is that Tony's dog has seen and heard some crazy ass shit. That's all I know.
No, I lock him outside the room.
Dogs have like 20 times his hearing, bro. He hears every time it goes in and out. Like,
no, what are you saying? Speaking of in and out, have you ever hooked up with a trans girl before?
No.
Not knowingly?
No. I feel like I would. Actually, I will say though, no, because I'm like I have such a specific type, and it's like not short, but like girls that aren't taller than me, blondes, and like I used to be obsessed with brunettes and stuff, but then like a brunette broke my heart, and ever since then I've just been like I've had a vendetta against brunettes. So now it's just like some like short blondes that are very, very attractive and have a good heart and personality.
I could take my heels off.
And they get wasted and fall down in public.
Yeah.
3 times.
Or try to fight me.
All right,
Can we talk about how we actually met?
Well, that's
she's actually here right now.
That was her?
Isn't that her?
No, that's not her.
Oh, that's not her?
No. It was a Russian girl.
Oh, I thought she was.
No,
they all look alike. You do have a specific type.
Bleep. Just in case somehow this gets back, just bleep.
I don't get nuked.
No, so that's funny because that's funny you said that because the first day I met Cheyenne, I was at a bar. It was Barley's, and I was with a girl. This was at the beginning of this was in February or January.
Yeah,
so this is the
beginning of this year.
And she comes up to me and hugs me and like scared the shit out of me. I thought, well, I don't know if
with my beauty. I
said. No, like she just like came up out of nowhere and I was like, oh hey, like I was drinking, like I didn't expect her. At first, because she had dark hair at the time, I thought she was a different person after she left. So she walked up and she goes, "Oh, you're friends with Cam Casey?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, who are you? You go, "Oh, I'm Cheyenne. Like I'm good friends with him and Tony." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." This is like, I was like, okay, like what's going on? I was like, this is cool. And then we like started talking, and then the girl that I
barely
was
known
with,
you, I think, too.
We weren't like that good of friends. And the girl that I was with was just like, she like grabbed my arm.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
She gave me like the most disgusting look, like literally like get away.
But, like, I don't think I knew at the time that you were trans. I think for a second I was just like, holy shit, that chick is tall. I think that was like the first thing.
No,
that,
I thought, no, holy shit, she's so hot and tall.
well, at first I was just like, wow. And then I was
Yeah,
like, she's kind of tall. And then I was
Hey!
like, and then later I texted Cam and I was like, someone named Cheyenne just came up to me and said, like, they knew you. And she was like, dude, yeah, Cheyenne is like Tony's trans friend. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like, it's like the circle is like everyone's like know each other. Like, not the fact that the trans thing, but I was like, wow, okay, cool. So I just met her and I had no clue who you were. And it was just like the most random setting.
Yeah.
I literally thought, I don't know if you can probably bleep her name, but I literally thought you were lying
Oh,
for a
hell no.
split
I mean,
second.
no, I love but
Like for a split second,
I
because
do
that's like,
love but
it was
I'm
just
not.
out of nowhere. And I was
I
like,
just get offended when people are like, "Oh, I thought you were another trans girl." I'm like, "Oh."
I guess
so-
that is like kind of crazy. to
Yeah.
say.
I mean, I don't not like offended. I don't even know the word.
Just bleep that person's name. Just so
I'm
it's
just
not
so
like,
one of a kind. I'm a unique individual.
she's like a unicorn.
There we go.
Wait, that's not what I didn't mean it like that. Unicorns are unique and hot.
yeah. Yeah, but that little bitch you were with wanted to fight
Whoa,
me. So if you're
whoa.
watching this, I'll beat your ass.
Bro, that's crazy. No, I don't think she's gonna watch this. But yeah, that was like,
You broke her heart.
and then no, it was like she broke mine.
Oh,
but
that's
actually, like, not
fine.
really. She didn't even live here, so it's just
I'll
like,
fix it.
What can? But
Found
like,
it.
Tony met her a couple times. And then we brought her to the bar that one night.
She couldn't hold her liquor.
We were at Hyde and we got like really drunk, and then we went to Mickey's and let's just say
He
got,
disappeared in the bathroom for like
Oh.
20
I went
minutes.
into the bathroom
The
and
men's bathroom.
it was just like all mirrors and
Yourself.
it's just like every dude was staring at me while I was taking a piss, and I was like, this is insane. Because I've
They're
had,
looking at your fucked up hair.
bro, I always wear a hat, bro. I've had the weirdest experience where I'll never forget when I found out about like there's this forum page. Don't say the name. I'm sure they're gonna know it anyway. But people were
we
talking
know.
about me. Yeah. People were talking about me on it, and they were saying like, I saw him at the unruly Halloween party going to the bathroom. I tried to stand next to him to sneak a peek, but I couldn't see if he was circumcised or not.
That's
Wow.
wild.
And I literally was sitting there reading that, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, it doesn't bother me at all. But I was like,
Yeah.
that's like crazy to where like people are like trying to like see like when I'm peeing, bro. Is
Yeah.
just like, to me is like, come
So
on,
wait.
like,
So are you
yeah.
circumcised?
yeah,
Oh,
okay.
of course.
Here, let me tell them. He is circumcised.
I mean, of course. I don't think I would. I think you have to be. I mean, my
got
son will definitely
pics for you.
So,
Are you circumcised, Tony?
yeah. So is Cheyenne. So,
You are?
Yeah, duh.
All right, bet.
Hey.
Cirky twins.
Yeah. I know, no docking
No docking here.
Oh, it's so sad.
No
I do want to
docking?
try docking.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh my God, the lore on that. It's when you take two uncut people, right?
one's
Or
cut, one's uncut.
Oh
one's
my
uncut.
God.
and you
Stop.
like
And you-
slide the skin over the
Yeah.
other one. It's like docking a boat into
Yeah.
a
Tony's
thing.
definitely done that.
I've not done that
Should we pull up
actually.
the Tony, the video of Tony like spread eagle with the fist video?
That is
What's spread eagle?
That's
You remember the video?
no.
I don't know what.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. The video of the dude that it's Tony and he's on his knees laying down and someone's like,
That's not him.
This is ridiculous.
He's talking. Oh my God.
Just wait, Zach. I'm gonna get you.
Stop.
Just wait.
no, but all I know is that
So you haven't been with a trans girl. Would you ever be with the trans girl?
Yeah, duh.
I know you're not
I'm
transphobic, and I know it's like, and he's like, I don't want to get canceled for this. But no, like realistically,
yeah.
if it's not something you would do, I'm wondering, like, what's the thought process behind it? Only because, I don't know, like I look at Cheyenne, and even though I'm a gay dude, I still think that like drunkenly, I'd still let her suck my dick. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So that's what.
I think alcohol involved like, well, so no, so that sounded crazy, but I'm saying like I don't know. I think it's like I will have to probably say no, only because I have like everyone that knows me, I have such a specific type of girl. Every girl I've ever been with, realistically, all look the same. They're like
Oh, okay.
short, not like short girls, but like, and I don't want to say little girls because that's even weirder, but like they're just like 5'5", and they just
You
like,
just want your
blonde
dick
hair.
to look big next to her, and next to me, it would disappear.
Let's just say, yeah, it would be like a Cat in the Hat. But
Because one of your friends, Aaron, he was like, yeah, I fucked this girl and I could see myself inside her. And I was like, oh, so she was really small.
you could see her. How did that even see?
I don't know. Apparently that's the thing. No, it disappears.
So what do you think about girls with thigh gaps? Is that a thing that you hear about?
What even is that?
A thigh gap is when they put their knees together, you could still see like the daylight through their thighs.
Yeah.
Like it's like a thing. You know? Oh man.
Thigh gap?
Yeah, it's like the gap between like.
You have a thigh gap because you have little legs. But like.
What, so if I put my legs together, there's like a hole in it?
Yeah.
You have a thigh gap. No way.
What does that mean?
I don't. I did for
Tony's
1 second.
got a little bit excited.
No,
he's like, bro, you do? Like, let me like
You
feel.
put your legs together. If there's nothing there's no thigh gap. But
Yeah.
a lot of people look for girls. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I should
why?
talk
So
in the
you
microphone. A lot of people look for girls who. That's a really specific
it's a
thing,
thing.
where if they put their knees together, you want to be able to see through it because it's a thigh gap. I can't believe you haven't heard of this. That's wild.
I had it.
I mean,
once
I've definitely noticed
after a breakup.
Or maybe.
Yeah, because it was like
I don't
there was like
know.
a trend for where like girls with
Yes.
thigh gaps would just go up to the camera and like
What's the appeal?
just that they're that skinny.
They're just really skinny.
They're really
so
like
it's when
model.
you're
It's like very
malnourished.
model-esque.
Yeah.
And runway models have thigh gaps, whereas like it's either thick thighs save lives or you're
Yeah.
on thigh gap. So
I always say guys like that secretly like men because it's like
What,
where's
that
the-
like thigh gaps?
that just like specifically are like.
I don't know.
gotta
I'm
get-
24. I'm about to be 25. I've
Yeah.
never once heard of that,
That's
nor like
actually wild.
thought
Oh
of that.
yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
a
it's
thing.
it's pretty big. But
Interesting.
anyhow,
Well, when you're looking at a dude with a thigh gap, do you just see his balls hanging down?
Oh,
hopefully, shit.
I don't know. We're gonna find out later.
Probably not.
Zach, why do you look so thick on camera? I think you should show them that
Yeah,
you actually have abs
fatty.
under there.
I mean, I don't know why it looks fat, but like, I'm
Wow.
gonna get back in the gym, but I'm definitely not like.
Hey, get the
I
views
definitely,
up.
I definitely
get the
lost
views
a little
up.
bit. But
Ooh.
Any tattoos?
no, I want to get
Piercings?
one, but I'm just like, kind of like, what's like the point? Like, it needs like a meaning behind it, and I don't know. I feel like maybe I'd get like my mom's like initials tattooed somewhere, but it's just like for what? You know what I mean? It's like, or I might just get my last name tattooed right.
You can get my last name tattooed on your stomach.
Ooh.
For an episode, you and Cheyenne should both get like tattoos in the studio or something.
We should
Oh
actually.
my
If you were
God.
gonna get like another
Like
thing,
we had to pick each other's tattoo and it'd be really shitty. But as long as it's small.
well, that's crazy. But
Why
That's
not?
wild.
Let's get the views up.
So do you? So I live for a good story. I love to exaggerate my stories. Anyone who watches the podcast, I've said this a few times on a few episodes. Like, I always think that the story is better when like the fish was this big. You know what I mean? It just sounds better.
I
It's
feel
more
like this is
dramatic.
foreshadowing.
It's great. So, in your world, okay, so Zach can be a little bit dramatic, and we live for Zach's drama,
my God.
dramaticness. But what are your thoughts on kind of tailoring the truth a little bit to get a better reaction? Because I mean, you are an influencer, so like you are basically telling stories
Yeah.
consistently, and your
Yeah.
entire life was built on this story of you being stuck at sea,
Yeah.
which people are really devoted to. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
actually went through and I watched several of your videos. And I mean, I had to mute them because they're ridiculous. But Zach has his own little story where he gets lost at sea, and he's been lost at sea now for 4 years. And you would think that after a while, people would kind of be like, "Oh my God, this guy's
Like,
faking
fuck this
it."
kid,
But
it's
like, literally, if you go on his TikTok at any given moment, you still get tens of millions of
Yeah.
views
Yes.
on,
I
and
mean-
like.
So wild.
But you know what it reminds me of though is WWE and like the whole wrestling world where
yeah.
it is 100% fake. No one's
Right.
actually getting killed with chairs, but like you watch it because it's fucking entertaining.
Yeah.
And like
I've never been into WWE.
Same,
I
neither.
don't know the appeal with like a grown like 55-year-old dude.
well,
that
we're not going to
lives-
shame anyone for watching WWE because you never know. But
Okay, cut that part out. Cut that
no,
part
no,
out.
you can say
No,
it.
I've age
No,
shamed
but-
a few times.
But
by
I'm just
accident.
like, I just don't get how it's still so popular to
Yeah.
where it's like
It's huge.
Like,
Yeah.
like I would think maybe if you're a young kid like doing it, but like the appeal to like everyone, even like people in like their 50s, 60s are still going to WWE things and they're like watching the SmackDown happen
Well,
at the
I
bowl.
actually talked to someone, and the reason is because, and I didn't know it's like a soap opera because I didn't realize there's so many backstories. Like this one's dating this one's wife, this one cheated on this one's husband. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but each of these wrestlers actually have huge backstories that span over like decades. Where it's just like,
I didn't know
so it literally is like a telenovela or a fucking soap opera, which obviously those aren't real either. But they have these huge backstories that I didn't know about. Like it's like, oh my God, the gravedigger has had this 20-year long thing with the Hulk or some shit because he cheated on his wife and he did this, and like I had no idea it's a full acting bit that just happens to have wrestling. Yeah.
Industry that won't stop. So
But bringing it back around to you, it's interesting because they know it's fake, and I love the comments because they are quite funny.
It is
but
real.
like,
It is real when I'm out there. Sometimes I get rescued.
Okay. All right.
But it was weird though, because when I first started in 2020, it was like we all got sent home for COVID, or actually it was right before. Everyone got sent back to school from COVID, and I was grinding on TikTok. I had like 300 or like 400K on TikTok, and I was like, this is hype. I couldn't even get into a fraternity in college because the people literally, I went to apply, and like they did the whole like rundown thing where you go in a room and like you sit in the middle like you're this like tiny like obsolete person, and you're surrounded by like 15, 20 brothers that are all there, and they literally all just like pulled up my TikTok and just for like an hour just like called me like the F word, called me like everything. We're just like rinse me being like, what are you, gay for this? And I'm like,
wow.
I'm like, how does like
sounds hot.
and I was just sitting there, and I was 19 at the time, and I was just like, how am I being like bashed right now just for like filming videos of just like something like I enjoy doing? Like it's not like I'm doing like I'm bothering anyone. I'm like filming videos in my dorm room all the time. So after that, I was like, and then I came like a laughing stock on campus, like the TikTok kid. And after that, I was I was like, because I had one video go viral where I pretended to punch an RA that came to the, like, we were throwing a party in the dorm. I got called into like the dean's office. They're like, are you threatening RAs? I'm like, dude, no, it's a TikTok, bro. And I'll never forget, like, I went home one week and I looked at my roommate and I was like, I'm not coming back until I have like 1 million followers. And he's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'm gonna go do my ocean stuff, because I used to do like a couple days here and there to get 1 million views or 2.
Yeah.
And he's like, damn, you're down that bad. And I'm like, I'll see you when I'm popping. And then he didn't see me for 1.5 years till I came like back for like 1 semester, because I was like, maybe I should get my like associates and finish. And I came back and I had like 4.5 million followers, and it was like, and then all of a sudden all the frat dudes were like, yo, bro, this is so sick. Like, you should like come like post that you're coming to Pike tonight. And I'm literally looking at them and I'm like, and the crazy thing is like,
let them know.
I find this so funny, and it's like the craziest thing is that like all those kids that were like in the fraternity and were like the hype of the fraternity, like college is forever, like all this stuff is like,
probably just,
dude, they all
not losers, but
not like losers, but like they all after college, like some of them did like another year. They were like super seniors, still living in the frat house, like partying it up,
Can't
like
let it
banging
go.
freshmen and stuff, and then like literally right after, they all just moved home. Like they just moved straight back home after they didn't get jobs. And then when I would go home for like a week or something over the summer, I would go to the bars and I would just get harassed by these kids. Like they would call me the TikTok, like the F word and everything. They'd say that. Kids would like take my hat when I'm at a bar, so like filming me like taking my hat. Like I got banned from one of my favorite bars because one of the bouncers called me like the F word again. He was like, and I pushed him, and then
faggot.
Like, yeah. And
it's a fun word.
And it was just so stupid though, because it's like everyone's just like bashing on me for doing that, but it's like,
it's like, I'm not gay.
No,
I promise.
It's not even that. It's just like, bro, it's like I love filming videos.
Yeah.
And like I feel like, I don't know if people are like afraid to like get out there and do it themselves, or if it's just like
it's a lot of work.
But you're also a great actor. Would you ever get into the acting world?
I literally start acting school in like the next like week.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's like the funny thing.
Congratulations,
yes.
You're gonna
bro.
see the bulge on the big screen.
Hey,
I
I'll
know
be
Tony's
right
already
there.
seen it though. Tony runs those pages we were talking about.
No, but we definitely frequent those pages.
I mean,
I was trying to get some content, to
some questions
for
to
you.
ask.
Oh yeah, or I was gonna say.
We literally were like, what should we ask Zack Fairhurst? And, oh, bro.
Yeah.
All the questions. What
Yeah,
color
then I
is your
just-
hole? How furry is it? What shoe size are you?
I don't know what color my hole is actually.
It's the same color as your nipples. That's a fact.
Yeah.
It's the same.
actually-
Yeah,
is
it's
it
the same
actually?
skin. Yeah. Your
the same
nipples
color.
and your butthole. Yeah, I could prove it. Turn around.
There's no way it's that brown.
It really is. It's the same. Look,
Yeah.
Google that
Go on,
shit.
show
Yeah,
it.
it was on Dr. Oz, and it's like, if you ever want to know what color your butthole is, you look at your nipples. It's the same skin texture, and that's why also, if you have a really sensitive nipples, a lot of times your butthole's really sensitive too.
That's
You
why
have
I'm
sensitive
always
nipples?
like,
I don't. I actually pierced my nipples twice, hoping they would get sensitive. I never talked about this actually.
I know.
Yeah, because I was like, I had a friend growing up that like, if you even just graze his nipple, he would get fucking bricked up and he'd hate it and be like, don't fucking touch. So we'd fuck with him all
He
the
would
time.
get bricked up.
Yeah, because when you're connected, if you have connected nipples, like it's instant boner. Literally the second you touch them. So like we would joke with him in high school. We'd really be like, come here. His name is Chris. And he would get so fucking mad. Like, bro, fucking knock it off. And like low key in the back of my mind, I was like, that's kind of hot. Like you get to have like an instant button. Like that's fucking awesome. So I did some research and like sometimes people who pierce them make the connection because it like actually fucks up your
I think you got to
nerve
pierce your
endings.
taint.
Oh no.
You should get one of those piercings that just goes straight through the tip, like on both sides.
Prince Albert.
Yep.
I don't even know what that is, but
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Or what you should
have
get is
one.
to get the like the nipple clamps that go down.
Anyway, all right, Zach. So what's the gayest thing you've ever done?
The gayest
Come
thing
on this
I've ever
podcast.
done.
Literally.
Well, I mean, it's
Wait, actually, big question. Am I one of your first gay friends or no?
No, one of my best friends that I grew up with in New Jersey, no one knew he was gay
Wild.
for I don't even know how long. Like, what I met him freshman year of high school, so it's been over like 10 years probably now.
crazy.
So like, yeah, literally 2014, 2015 is when I met him, and
Do you think he had a crush on you?
no. I'm like, I knew I wasn't his. After he came out, he looked like all of his boyfriends like completely like different. Like,
Yeah.
but it was crazy because we all like thought maybe that he was, but it was just like because he's like one of the craziest artists you could ever like. Like this dude, like he could paint this wall like just like that, and it would look like a picture. Like craziest artist. He's
That's
right
why
now.
you thought he was gay.
No, not that.
I'll take it because you know what? Gays being talented are a thing.
No,
They always
but
say,
he's so
Have to be.
talented in everything.
For
But it was just
sure.
like more of like a joke in our friend group. How it's like because we like we all used to do like gay stuff. Not like I don't even know if it's gay, but like what we used to do. To
everybody's a
one of our,
little gay.
One of our friends is
I love doing gay
we
shit.
all there was like 10 of us. And we all paid one of our friends like $10 or $20 each, and then we put him in his we put him in like a bathing suit, but like one of those really short ones.
yeah.
And we sprayed him down with baby oil, and then whoever caught him.
It sounds like a Diddy.
Yeah, but
weekend.
like we like it was so we were like 15. We thought it was so funny though because he would run around the house and it was impossible. Sorry,
Yeah.
it was impossible to grab him because the baby oil. Think about it. You could not grab someone baby oil, and so
my
you would like we'd be like tackling him, and then he's just like this
Just
scrawny
slips out.
kid, and would just slip right out and run, and he'd be like running, and they live
That's
in like
funny. Yeah,
the
yeah.
whitest neighborhood you could ever think about. Like
And the walls are just
white picket
oiled
fence,
up
like
now.
everything, and you just see this like kid that's scrawnier than me just sprinting down the street, oiled up, and there's 10 of us just chasing him, trying to grab him. It was like so funny.
That's
But
funny.
my other friend, when he came out, we were all just like, we all like kind of knew, but it was more just like, we just felt like so much better for him because he's like finally like so happy in his life and stuff to where it's like, it was just like great. I'm sure he was there for my birthday. I don't think he pulled up. I don't know if you met him, but and literally to this day for like all my fashion advice, like he styles me. Like I'll send him like I'll be like,
worst.
oh, I'm gonna get some stuff from like PacSun or something, and he literally just puts together some crazy outfits.
That's wild that you have a gay to get you clothes from PacSun.
No, what do you mean? No, I send him like I don't buy expensive clothes.
I
It's
know.
like,
Just
I'll
people-
FaceTime him and be
if
like,
I ever shop at PacSun, I'd probably get so much hate from the gay community.
well, I mean, like, he tells me I can't. He goes, you got to. He says, but I don't spend a lot of money on clothes. Like
Yeah.
this T-shirt I got for free. These pants are like $70 from Cotton On. Like I don't spend money on clothes. So he's like, well, what do you want to get? He's like, you should be shopping at like Banana Republic. You should be getting like nicer clothes. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, go on PacSun and pick me out a couple outfits and like call it a day. And he's like, okay. But he's doing stuff for like Vogue now. He like models people for Vogue. Like he's like really talented. So you're my second gay friend, I think.
All right.
Oh my god.
So Cheyenne has had a few nips and tucks here. Would
does
you nip and tuck like
You don't have to
surgeries?
worry.
Would you ever like? Is there anything that you would ever fix surgery wise, like nose, like anything? And I'm not calling you out, but I'm just saying.
No,
Are you generally happy with?
I don't know.
Zach?
I think the only thing
We have some friends that have had some work done already.
Yeah.
I mean,
In our
like
group?
hairline wise and like
hairline wise.
having their hairline move forward.
Oh,
And
yeah,
a
yeah.
nose job
and a nose
too.
job.
I think the only thing that I would ever get, like if I had to, was I've always had like a tiny bit of a crooked nose from when my mom thinks when I was little I fell one time and I hit my nose. And she said I did, but it wasn't broken at the time. But I think I was so young that hit it hard and it like made it not be straight. So that's like the only thing I could think of ever. But I don't really want to go through that whole thing where like they stick 2 rods in your nose and then like break it. I'm like, I just don't want to.
Yeah. No, you got a good hairline.
Other than that, like, dude, I'm definitely not going bald anytime soon.
I think you're perfect.
Yeah. Why don't we, let's have Chirac do a 360 really quick.
No, what?
Cheyenne, what have you gotten done? Wait, can I ask? Is that like rude to ask?
Just like some hair extensions, a
How
little
long
bit
is
of
your natural hair?
mascara. That's it,
How long is your natural hair?
Like to the floor. Yeah.
Down there?
So long to the floor, luscious. Yeah.
Down there? Or?
Oh no, that's lasered, babe. Yeah, we're lasered down.
Everything?
Everything. Yeah, you want to find out?
Zach, what size shoe do you wear?
12.
Oh.
Is it you really wear 12?
Yeah.
Wait,
That's-
12 men's or women's?
12 men.
Oh.
No way.
Bro, yes. What?
So you'd be a 14 women's.
Where is this going?
Oh, I'm just asking.
I was like, does that like mean something?
Well, we're going to dress you up on this episode. No, just kidding.
That'd be crazy.
Oh my god.
I'm only down if it's one of those like full black latex suits.
Oh, gimp suit.
Are you into that? Oh, no.
I've just seen like it's just like a funny costume. It's like a meme every time around Halloween or something that I always just find it so funny because it looks insane, like a skin tight latex leather like thing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
gimp
bro.
suit. It's
Yeah.
wild.
You
Do
ever
you have
put one
any-
on with the
No.
zipper on your butt? That
Nope.
easy access.
No, absolutely not. Do you have any fetishes
Ooh.
or fantasies? Either or.
I don't think like
Like a Mile High Club fantasy.
I do want to
or-
join the Mile High Club, yeah,
For sure.
But I feel like my dumbass would get caught, and then like you get in trouble. You get in so much trouble.
Yeah.
No, not really. Surprisingly, no. That's the one I was saying that they'll just kind of like tell them to knock it off or hand them a blanket.
Whoa.
Hand me a blanket.
Yeah, they'll just like hand them a blanket to like do your thing. Well, if
In
you're
the
in first
bathroom?
class. Oh, I'm saying if you're sitting in first class.
Big fan.
I don't even think there's enough. But
Oh, there's enough.
You think you could do it in first class, like on a lay flat?
On a lay flat for
Yeah.
sure. If you're going to, especially in the ones that have like the little.
I would
Cool
say I
Lord.
would only be able to do it like when I flew home from Turkey. The thing was fully enclosed, and then
Yeah.
at night, like I think then you could easily do it. But I thought you meant like in the bathroom, and like
Oh, you could do that too.
the trick that all my friends told me what to do. The two that have done it is they say you have her go to the bathroom first and like pretend to be sick, like make sure the flight attendant like it's after they do the cart and everything, and they're just chilling in the back. You have her go up and like act like she's like a little bit sick, and like have her be like, "Oh, I don't really feel well," like blah blah, like do you have a barf bag or something, and then have her go in the bathroom because instantly it's like if someone walks up to knock on the door, they're gonna be like, "Oh, just like give her a minute, like she doesn't feel well."
Yeah.
After like 2 or 3 minutes, you get up, you walk to the back, and you go, which one's my girlfriend? And she's not like feeling well or something. Like, do you guys have like an extra bag or like some
my
water I
gosh.
could give to her?
It's like a whole production.
She's like
Yeah.
really not feeling well and stuff. But then it makes sense why you'd be in there for like 5 or 10 minutes rather than just she goes in, you goes in, and then you.
Zach, you don't need 5
5
minutes,
to 10
bro. What are you
minutes.
talking
That's a
about?
long time.
I last very long, like not surprisingly, but like I do.
Shit.
You know what's crazy? What is surprising though is how little Zach gets laid, or not gets laid, but how little you like. When I first met you, I'll be honest, I was like, okay, you're a good-looking dude, you're young, like you got money. I was like, oh, he probably is a fucking hoe, which some of our friend group like are. You know what I mean?
Oh my god. Yeah.
So I literally was like, okay, cool, like I'm good for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it wasn't till Cam actually was the one who's like, no, Zach is so picky, like he like never gets laid, like ever, like. Probably less than Anthony almost.
All right, well, that's
Like-
crazy. That's
And
crazy.
this is like when I first met you though. So I think
Yeah.
you were still super hung up on someone, and
Yeah.
because I was like, I took that actually for a shock. I was like, oh, okay, like we have a really dynamic friend group. It's like
It's insane.
goes from one end to the other real quick, and I was like, oh, like Zach's probably fucking, and then it was like, nah, he never actually.
You're a lover boy.
Yeah, he's a mama's boy too.
Oh, I do love my mom.
Yeah, I can
That's
see
so
you're definitely a mama's
Let's
boy.
just say I'm like picky because I'm trying to be a husband one day. And well, like I feel like it's, I don't know. I'm just so, it's like the weirdest thing. My type is just like, it's so picky and like I don't know why. Like I can't. It's like, and it sounds like awful, and I don't mean it like that, or like mean say like I like the roster, but it's like the girls that I've been with are like all insanely beautiful, like very attractive girls.
I've
and
seen
so
a
it's,
film. They're okay.
but it's just I don't know.
I just feel like straight people, what straight people think is insanely beautiful versus what the gay LGBT like what we think is extremely beautiful is so different. Like to us, when we think like beauty, we think like bitch Angelina Jolie, like Kim Kardashian, Megan Fox. But like
I think
straight
Megan
guys
Fox
would
is
be
pretty.
like, oh my god, that girl is so cute, and I'm like, she's just another girl I'd see at Whole Foods.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
I mean,
right? Is that so true?
No, but they're what's that word called? Like not stereotypically cute, but like
Just like cookie cutter.
It is like kind of like cookie cutter.
Basic.
Like, but I always say, like, any brunette that I've ever gotten with and stuff, it's like they like. So everyone always says like you could have a 10 out of 10 blonde,
right?
But like an 8 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10 brunette tops a 10 out of 10 blonde. Like
interesting.
Like 10 times over.
So it's relative. Yeah.
It's like because brunettes are. I don't know what it is with my type, but it's like very rare. Like you have to be like beautiful from if you're gonna be like, wow, like that girl is like very attractive. And then I'm just like picky because it's like, well, I feel like girls are picky too. Well, a lot of.
But I mean,
girls are
like
picky.
you don't really have to sit here and justify your pickiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm
No,
relatively
yeah,
picky.
yeah.
But I will say that, and don't get a big head for this. Take it as it is. But like, there are people who can be picky. Like, you are a good-looking dude. You have a lot going on. You can be picky. But
yeah, for sure.
I know people. We have friends of people who are picky. That it's not justified. Like, what are you bringing to the table to be able to be that picky?
Yeah,
That's the thing. Is like,
sure.
It's so funny to me. Like, I'll log on to Grindr or like a dating app, and it's like they'll list all of their no's, and then I'm expecting them to be like, okay, you're probably a 9. You have so many no's on your profile. No fat, no this, no, whatever. All no.
fat
Don't
or
message
they're-
me if you don't make more than $1 million a year. Don't.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, this person must be like fucking like really hot. And then I'll see this picture of this golem looking creature. Like, and I'm like, what? Like, it's not justified at all.
No, for
like,
sure.
at all. You know what I mean? Don't be short. This guy's 5'4". Don't be fat. This guy, looks like a roly-poly. And I'm like, I sit
Or all
here.
the guys that comment hate on my stuff, like, still looks like a dude, and I see their profile picture.
Literally.
I'm like,
Oh my God.
babe,
That's so.
I think
that
you
happened.
have
That is
to
so
take
funny.
what you
Oh my
can get,
gosh.
babe.
Well, it's like when
Our comment section is so toxic, but it's funny because like I'll do a deep dive and I'll like I hold back so much.
You should just expose, like, dude. I've done videos like that where someone's like, someone roasted my like the wrap on my Porsche or something that I did on it when we did the 3 matching wraps, and I click on his page and like not like saying this in the room, but like he was like, dude, that car is so fucking ugly and stuff, and then he was like posting his like modified like 2001 Toyota Camry, and I'm like, how like everyone's entitled to an opinion, but like, what do you get from like publicly like? I'll never
Trolling,
understand
for
what
sure.
like you get. I guess they're just trying to get like likes on the comment and people do it. But like, what do they get by? I've never commented hate on shit because I'm just like, bro, if someone was commenting this on my shit, I would be so.
The only time I comment hate is when someone says aluminum wrong. It drives me nuts.
Aluminum.
I actually got into
I
a
say
full
aluminum.
on.
You say aluminium?
No, aluminum, but like this, like I've gotten this full on. My comment got like 4,000 likes, and it's still funny because it's still going to this day. But like someone would be like, first you take the aluminium, and then I'm like, it's aluminum, and like there's actually no right or wrong way to say it, but I'm just being
Just the
stubborn.
accent.
Yeah, and it's fucking funny because people like try to come for me, but I love starting a good fight.
The other day at the bar, literally, I was standing outside with the megaphone, and there was this guy that walked by, and he looked like the thing from Monsters Inc. The Mike Wazowski.
Oh my God.
And he walks by me, and he goes, "Let me see," and I was like, "What?" And I like lowered the megaphone, and he saw my lips. He goes, "Honey, you need lip gloss." And I said on the megaphone, "Baby, you don't want me to tell you what you need."
Did you get that as a clip?
No.
Oh, and it
Oh
was
my God.
pissed, and
You
he
should
was
just
like,
flame
"That's
people."
why they have you outside, bitch." Yeah, it was wild, and I was like, "Oh, girl."
That would be such a
And I
viral
literally
clip.
said, "I was like, honey, it's just
Mike
it's
Wazowski.
too easy. It's too easy."
But I just don't. I just don't get it. It's like funny, but at like like they comment that and then they just like go on with their day as if it's like
It's
nothing.
projection. It is projection.
But it's like I don't know.
But I love it because they actually boost everything, which is so good.
Oh, the haters are like the biggest motivators.
Yes,
Like,
I know.
People
And-
never realize I feel like it should be known that like that boosts engagement. So like when people roast you or like roast the podcast saying this is so stupid, it's like the algorithm doesn't look at like what they're saying. It comes back as like engagement,
likes.
comment,
Yes.
they watch the video, like they gave you it. Like
For
if you really don't like
sure.
it, what you could just do is just swipe away, and that's worse
so
than leaving
funny.
it.
No,
Yeah, a lot of
it's
people do that.
so true. I always know a video is going to do really well when it gets on the wrong side
Yeah.
of the algorithm, and it's like
She's a
all
dude.
she's a dude, she's a dude. I'm like, yes. Like, people are like,
But then
oh my
that
God,
makes
are
people
you-
so curious, though, because then they're looking at your profile, being like,
yes,
is this a
and then they
dude?
follow the OF, and then and then I
Subtle-
open their
subtle link right
world.
there.
You know, a
Yeah.
whole new world. I'm also tone deaf. So.
She's deftones.
I saw him screech when I tried to hit that note.
So it is New Year's Eve today, and we're going to
Yay.
be celebrating tonight. What is a resolution that you have for 2025?
Ooh, that's a good question. I really wanted to, like we were talking about earlier, like I worked on it all year. I like rekindled a couple of friendships that fell out over the last year. And obviously there's one that still needs to be worked on right now. But I really want to get back in shape. I know everyone says that, but like,
Miss your hand.
what?
Cut these fucking nails.
What do you mean, bro? My nails are fine.
Oh my God, you haven't finger blasted someone in a minute, huh?
Someone got finger blasted last night. But,
With those nails?
No, he's talking about himself.
Oh,
they're not even that long. They're not even sharp. What the fuck?
So sorry. Anyway, your New Year's resolution.
you ate that up, sis.
I don't know. I like everyone says like, oh, I want to like get back in shape and stuff, and like
Yeah, you are literally the worst type of what's it called? New Year's resolutioner, because the gym is gonna be a fucking disaster on Thursday.
I go to the Equinox 3 to 4 times a week. I like
that was a flex right there.
I go to the gym.
what else
3
you
to
wanna
4
Wait, the
flex,
one
Zach?
across the street from me? No.
Where?
No.
I go to Studio City.
Oh, no.
I like when Zach flexes.
I was going to go. And
What else
when
are you gonna flex? Zach has a Cheyenne's dream car.
The
You
GT3 is the
do.
dream car?
That's my dream
An
car.
RS, you know.
Yeah,
Alright, so
an RS.
Cams.
Yeah.
Or the new one of my car.
But she'll take
I
whatever.
don't care. I'll take whatever. It just has to look good when I like drive by all the haters.
That would be crazy.
So
Sexy,
going into
huh?
2025, are you going to continue doing your same? Are you going to continue on the same path that you're doing for social media, or are you going to kind of mix it up?
So I really want to get into a little bit of real estate this year, like we were talking about on the way from the airport. I think that's like a really big goal of mine this year, is to buy a property this year. And then another big goal were to be. I've been working on a product with my mom that's literally like we just got it finalized, we just got it done. It's been like, because when you're identifying like a product, it has to be like something that like solves an issue. That's the only way that you'll actually make like a crazy amount of money on it. And we're not even doing it for the money. It's not like a crazy expensive item, but we literally get our finalized samples from the manufacturer in like
Nice.
3 or 4 days. So
Did
I'm
you
like,
already file your patents and everything?
we're doing that. I'm
That's a
literally
pain in the
like,
ass.
I need to just look at it. I just need to be, first I need to even make sure that I can patent it, because it is like, we took a product, modified it, made it our own, that like is
Ooh,
for a
interesting.
Made it better.
it's for a completely different purpose of what it was before though.
Oh.
So we're trying
okay.
to, we're going to figure out if we can patent it for that. I wish I could talk about it. It's really cool.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
that, and then I'm trying to like branch out and do like, try different things. Like I started my own like clipping and uploading services for Twitch people, or like podcast clipping or something if you want to do that. I started that, trying to get that off the ground. I'm working with a couple of my friends on running ads and everything. But I think like that is like a really big goal, and to just like do that. And I kind of want to spend more time with my family this year. Like it's, I don't know, when you're getting older,
cute,
like
bro.
I got like older parents and stuff. I don't really talk to my dad that much, so I'm not really worried about him. But like my mom mainly is like,
Does your dad think you're gay?
no, I
Just kidding.
no, I don't, no, what the fuck, no. But
Well, most guys who have bad relationships with their dad are like, I don't know, me and my dad just don't like each other because he just.
I just don't like my dad just 'cause
I
of,
moved to
like-
LA, so he thinks I'm
I
gay.
can't even like
Yeah.
talk about it and stuff, because it, like I'm just gonna get flamed by everyone going like, oh, he's fucking trauma dumping again. Here he goes. Like, and no, it's just it's like a joke in our friend group that it's like anytime it's like, oh, I'm just like gonna trauma dump or something, but it's like I just like don't get along with my dad. And it's
Same.
just,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's just how it is.
I mean,
So,
now we're good.
I mean, it's just like a stupid situation, and like when I was old enough to realize how he treated my mom when they were married, and like cheating on her, and just like
Yeah.
like doing so much like awful shit to like us, like as his kids too. When we first got divorced, I was just like,
Yeah.
I don't really want to be associated with that like whatsoever. Like that's like awful to treat anyone like that. And so
Right.
it's just like that I'm old enough to like realize it. I'm like, I'm good,
Yeah.
bro. Like you're good.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So both of you guys come from families where you have divorced parents.
Yeah.
Shit, Garrett.
How old are you guys when your parents divorced?
I was 3.
I was in middle school.
Okay.
I think that's even worse.
Yeah, it was wild. And it was crazy is they were so dramatic about it that they involved me in it. And I remember
that's
one
awful.
time, and my dad and I, we had a not the best relationship. So I remember one day he was like being so nice to me and he was like, let's hang out, like, let's go out. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like sitting in the car with him and he's like asking me all these questions about my mom. And I didn't know I'm a kid. You know, I'm just like,
Damn,
he's like,
you were
so
in
how's your
awe.
mom? And like, so like that one time, did she like hit you or something?
shit.
And then I was like, I was smart enough to catch on and I saw his hand move and he had a tape recorder in his hand.
wow.
He was recording me.
That's wild.
So
fuck.
I said I waited till we were parked and I literally was like, and I snatched it and I got out of the car and I ran.
Damn.
Yeah, and I called my mom on the phone. I ripped out the stuff and I literally ran away from him. It was wild. And then my mom had to come pick me up. And I was in the middle of like downtown Dallas, like ghetto area, bad area.
That's like awful.
Yeah, it was
I know
horrible.
everyone has like a crazy story. Like that's like
Yeah, it was horrible. And going to like court and seeing my father like against us, and it just it was it was
that's
no kid should
crazy.
ever go through that. Ever.
I always say, I go, if I was my dad and I would like switch it or do something like that, I would have just handled it like so much. Like my dad has literally woke up one day and he was like hooking up with like the babysitter that was babysitting us.
Damn.
And he literally just woke up one day, told my mom, I'm done. And like got in the car, left, flew down to Cabo and like went on a boat for like 2.5 weeks with the babysitter. And like, that was it. And then my mom was like, all right, like the crazy thing is my mom tried to take him back. My mom was like, what are you doing? We have kids, come back. Like, you did whatever you did.
At
Like
least till they're 18. Or
we
something.
have like
for
fucking
sure.
kids. Like we just had, like, I'm 3, my sister's 5. And so my mom was like, what are you doing? My mom's like, look, just come back. Like, I'll forget about this. It's just for the sake of the kids. So I'm like, it's when you're younger. I'm glad I was 3. It still like fucked me up. But like, I'm glad, like if I was in like middle school and you actually like understand things, I would have been so much worse. But like now if my parents got divorced, if I was like 18 or I was in high school, I'd probably like, well, this sucks, but like whatever. Like I understand it. It's like you understand them. So it's wild. I don't know.
Oh, you're gonna make a great dad. Daddy.
You're gonna make a great mom.
So,
Tony's gonna make a great uncle.
What the hell?
so do you, it's not really big or really even talked about in the straight community, but do you believe in open relationships, or is that something that is an absolute no? Because we're talking about divorces, and obviously infidelity is a big reason for divorce, but another reason is also
Infidelity is like
monetary
when
issues.
you don't have kids, or you.
No,
cheating.
cheating.
Oh, cheating.
Yeah.
Okay, my fault.
Fancy word for
Yeah,
cheating.
sorry. I'm trying to use my vocabulary.
Yeah, that's my fault. That's the college kicking it around.
But no, so I feel like the gays have kind of solved that problem, I guess you'd say, because anytime a gay person has been made it past like the 4th year, they almost are always in an open relationship 100%, and they live a happy ever life, and they have fucking kids and this and that. So like, I personally don't think that monogamy is even part of the human fucking genome, but
Really?
But yeah, I don't know. I just think in the straight community, in a straight world, that like that's kind of unheard of. Whereas in the gay community, it's the norm. You know.
I think it's in the straight community. Well, I even like talk. I talk to my mom. I'll ask my mom this. I ask some of my friends that are in like 5 or 6 year relationships, and like I've never been in like a serious like couple year long relationship like that. Like nothing like that. I'm always thinking like, how the hell can you like. And this may sound like fucked up, but it's like I always ask them, like, doesn't it get like boring?
Absolutely.
It's like not that like sex isn't like amazing and fun, but it's like, doesn't it eventually where you're like on year like 20 and it's like the same girl? But it's like, I guess if you're like really in love with someone, it's different. But what they all tell me, what all my friends tell me, that
sex is the first thing to go.
is that they haven't said that yet, but everyone.
That's what I hear from everything.
But they always just say, they go, you just got to spice it up. They go, you try like.
Put a finger in the butt.
I don't know what.
Eat some ass from the back.
I definitely think it's more of like guys are just like I can't talk for the gay community, but I think it's like guys are just like horny 24/7.
I think girls are hornier though. There's actually studies that say girls are hornier. They're just better at hiding it.
Control it. I think that they can hide it or control
That's
it better.
very
but
true.
It's like guys is like, I think, and it's just they just do it, and it's like no strings attached. And like sometimes it's nice, and there's like no feelings. It's literally just
for
like
sure.
I just want
Glory
to
hole.
yeah, it's just nothing. So
Yeah,
but I think no one
sure.
is really being like monogamy, like doing that anymore. Like Instagram is like ruined it. And I always say, and my mom always even says, she goes, why don't you have a girlfriend? And I look at her, I go, Mom, it's like, it's impossible to find the right girl. But it's like impossible to find the right girl that is loyal, and like every girl in LA that I've ever met, all they care about is money, followers, clout, what they can put on their Instagram story, what they can do this. All my friends that are dating girls, they didn't meet them in LA. Like JoJo's girlfriend, super
Love
nice
her.
girl.
Oh my God, she's so great.
so nice.
I love
and
her.
she doesn't live anywhere near LA. It's like Cam's ex-girlfriend didn't live in LA. No one's girlfriends that they meet lived.
Serenity. Oh, the tantalizing experiences of
Not too much fan.
You will be able to take big dick in your ass. Use it at your local bathhouse. Use it everywhere. Great for gifts. Poppers.
In like live in LA here and like are clubbing and doing that. And so I think it's hard because you're just swiping on Instagram and you're just seeing constant girls that are just hotter than your girl, or like this girl's hot, and then you see the hotter girl.
But
here,
it's a fantasy that they're selling.
It's a false reality
too.
that I think is ruining everything because I mean, I'll even think it too. I'll be swiping and I'll see this super hot chick and I'll be like, oh, I'll DM her, like maybe like, but it's like the reality is like she's not going to respond to you.
But even then, you meet her in person, and you're like, oh my God, this bitch sucks.
Exactly. So it's
times.
like you have so many options now in the world to where you're endlessly swiping, tapping, clicking, doing everything, to where it's like you have so many options. Like back in the old days, my mom said, not like the old days, but she'd be like, well, like when you'd break up with
90s.
someone, and like, no, my mom was born in 1957. So
no, I'm talking about us being born in the late 1900s.
Oh, 1900s. But it's like back then, it's like, imagine if you guys were like dating or something back then, right? And then you guys broke up and you moved away, and
that's it.
You don't get to like check Cheyenne's Facebook or her OnlyFans and see what she's up to. It's like gone. Like, never see her again.
It's hard because you literally have to watch the whole process of them moving on and getting a new life, and it's like that's so hard to watch.
I just don't want to get hurt again. That's like the worst feel. Like a heartbreak is like the worst feeling.
Yeah, it really is.
You really think you were in love?
I don't know. It was like one of those things where it was like the first girl I was ever with, like lost my virginity to her and everything.
Damn.
And
how old were you when you lost your virginity?
It was July 2017 after a Wiz Khalifa concert.
So you were 19 years old? 18?
17.
Oh, shit.
I was going into junior year.
That's pretty late, right?
Well, I wasn't until 23.
Oh. Yes.
But it was like, because I was just like,
well, because no one
just
wanted
waiting.
to fuck me.
Wait, so did you lose your virginity? Your virginity? Or
well, no. So
you had to lose 2 virginities.
So I mean, I guess like what it was is I was never comfortable with sex until I like felt like I was in my actual body. You know what I mean? Because growing up, obviously,
you were a virgin completely until you transitioned.
Yeah.
Like you never had sex with a girl or anything.
No.
You ever kiss
well, no, like. No.
You ever kiss
virgin.
a girl? Or
yeah, I would make out or like play with boobs and like little foreplay.
So
I have fucked a girl before, but not until I was trans.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but it's like I don't know. At the same time, I just like wasn't comfortable with my body. I would literally get ready in the dark when I was a kid. Yeah, because I just didn't want to like see myself. I was like, ew, I'm so gross. And I remember people would be like, oh my God, like you're gonna grow up just like your father. I'd be like, no, I don't want to. Like I want to look like my mom because my mom's gorgeous, and so I was like, I want to look like her. She's so glamorous. And then eventually, once I started seeing the light,
which virginity did you lose first?
My pussy.
Okay. Tony, when you lose your virginity when you were 14?
Oh, I was young. I was younger than that.
Really?
With a dude or a chick?
A girl. Yeah. We talked about this on that on like second episode. No, it was literally one of my babysitters, a girl. She just like would like make me lay there and just grind on top of me and like literally just use me.
She was a babysitter?
Yeah.
How old was she?
She was like 3-4 years older than me. 3 years older, 4 years older.
She wasn't like 18 doing that, but that's like...
Nah, she was older.
You're like, Mom,
she's
why don't you like
16.
go out to dinner and like get the babysitter over here again? And Tony's like
Literally.
busting nuts when his mom's gone. That's
for real.
Crazy.
So wild.
Something I wanted to touch on quickly, I guess you'd say, or something that happened recently that I did want to make sure we bring up on this episode. And I don't know if it's anything that you can relate to at all, but I know that she can. But I recently got a phone call from someone who was in the middle of trying to kill themselves. And this was 2 days ago. And it's someone that I dated. We were really good friends for a long time, known him for a long time. And he calls me, and I was at the bar, and he's like, I need to talk to you. And he's crying. And then I go to FaceTime him, and he did have his gun sitting on the nightstand next to him. And he had taken a bunch of drugs, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, like, he has a good life. Like, this is someone that, like, if you looked at him, you know, he has a great job. He's a RN at a hospital. He owns a house.
So
he has an apartment. He's really good looking. Like, he has a lot. Like, looking at him, you'd be like, oh, this guy has a lot going on. And, like, he just battled with this crazy demon in his head that literally kept telling him, like, you know, you're so lonely. Why you need to kill yourself? You need to do this, you need that. And, like, he called me. He's like, I'm just so tired of hearing the voice in my head. He goes, I don't know. He's like, I'll just be driving on the road, and, like, something will tell me just to crank the wheel to the right. And you know what's actually crazy is that's happened to me a few times.
I've done that where it's like, what if I just, like,
exactly.
It's like the weirdest.
It's like a weird thing that's like, you know, I'll be doing like 75, and I'm just like, you know, but, like, then you snap out of it. So it's like, I'm the worst person to really go to for that. And anyone who knows me knows that, because I fully believe that if someone doesn't want to be here, we should not force them to be. I've literally I've always thought that. I think we should legalize, like, I don't know if we probably can't say it. Well, bleep it out. But I do think we should legalize it, because it's like, if you don't want to be here, why are we forcing it? You know what I mean? So that's my thing, is like, when getting this phone call, and he knows that about me. So I think he was calling me to get the most real advice, honest, because I was like, Mike, I'm just going to shorten his name. I was like, you know me well enough to know that, like, I typically, if we weren't this close, I would just kind of be like, okay, well, you know, I was great knowing you. You know, you're a great person. Like, you got to do what you got to do. And, like,
bro, that's insane to me.
You know, only because, like, why, you know, then you're going to go to a mental institution. You're going to get on these meds, right? Because I've seen both sides of it, where they went and they 5150 them. They put them on antidepressants. Antidepressants, you can no longer have a heart on anymore. It, like, affects your boner, like, fully. So it's like, now it puts you into a deeper hole. It's like, you can't even, you know, pleasure yourself. And, like, it's like, yes, you get the opposite side of it, where it's like, you're not thinking these thoughts and you are happy. But then it's like, I've dealt with people where it's like, oh, I'm happy, but, like, I can probably almost never have sex as long as I'm on these drugs. And I don't want to go off these drugs, because if I go off these drugs, then I'm going to have these thoughts. So it's like a vicious circle. So, you know, I did the best that I could to talk him off of a ledge. And I was like, you know what? The only thing I could tell you is, like, I would miss you. And I was like, I even told him, I was like, we used to have some of the best sex. So I was like, I'm going to really miss on the idea that I'm not going to ever do that again. Because, like, whenever he does come to town, I'm always like, all right, we're lining this shit up. Save.
You're always getting that little
save 20 minutes. Yeah. Oh my fucking God.
Waffle
You cannot.
Let's just say Tony's got a special tool in the guest shower.
We did talk about that before. So
he's got a special tool that he puts up his butt and shoots about 10,000 kilos of water up there and flushes it out.
This is not true.
And then he waffle stomps the rest.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta stomp that
Zach,
shit out.
You're done.
Right,
how do we segue from such a deep topic to this?
Because we were talking about him coming to town, and, you know, you gotta clean that shit out.
But
that's a crazy take.
Literally. Yeah. So have you ever?
Wait, we have to finish the story.
No, that's what I'm gonna say. Has this something that has ever? Because, like, Shayan has actually dealt with this similar. So I actually, I don't want to say passed him off, but I was in the middle of working. So I literally was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna have Shayan call you. Actually, I did call the police department too, because where he's at in another state, I was like, go do a check or whatever it's called, like a safety check, a wellness check.
Yeah.
But they couldn't find him. So because he had moved so many times over the past whatever. So Shayan FaceTimed or messaged him. I don't know. But whatever you said, I followed up the next day after the cops were calling me till 5 a.m. But the next day, he told me, he was like, look, I'm still feeling this way. Like, he's not, I thought maybe he was just drunk, to be honest with you, and he's just having these thoughts. But he's like, no, I still feel this way. But Cheyenne, out of all the people that called him that night, even his dad, like, he's like, Cheyenne had the biggest impact. Because it's like, you talked about this in previous episodes where you've actually dealt with these thoughts and whatnot, and almost doing it, I guess you say. Where I personally haven't, you know, knock on wood, who knows, things could change. I could lose everything and then hit the reset button. But no.
Because everything is just temporary. Everything is. And that's what I just kept trying to remind him, is I was just like, you know, everything is temporary. And it's like, you know, why like there's so many people in this lifetime, because I think that was his biggest thing, is he was like, well, I'm gay and no one's ever going to love me and I'm never going to have a family. And that's what I want most.
This was like
literally
2
days ago. And so, and I told him, and I was like, no, you, like, this is all temporary. And like, you have to like find fulfillment in yourself first in order to then have that. Like, that's not going to make you any happier. Like, you have to find it within yourself first, and someone is going to see that. And I was like, but if you do it today, think about all the people that are waiting to fall in love with you and have stories with you and experiences with you, you know? And
she's so much better at this than
well,
I am.
because I did it when I was 23, I attempted. And the very next year I met Anthony. So I was like, think about that. Like, had I not been here, you would have never met me. And so, you know, like,
I would have a lot more in my bank account.
Let's just say Tony was your gay angel in disguise.
But it's like, you know, and I even told him, I was like, I wouldn't be on the phone with you. And then I also think like, well, what if Rihanna finally drops her new album? Like, you won't even hear that. Like, that would suck.
I feel like nowadays, though, it's so like
that'd be a good clip,
open to be like, it's so much more accepted. If this was like 10 or 15 years ago, I feel like it would be 100% like so different. But it's so accepted now to where it's like, it's not like,
it's almost too accepted. It's glorified.
No, but there are so many people that really truly don't get it and don't understand it. And I totally I empathize with that. I think that's great. I think it's great if you've never had that thought or don't know what to do.
I think like, everyone's had that thought, but like the one thing is like, of course, everyone's been depressed. Everyone's had bad days or like been off, and like I've lost 2 of my friends to suicide and stuff. So like it's definitely hard. Yeah. And so when it's interesting that you say, I think if they don't want to be here, let them go. But like, it's so like 50-50, because if you don't have to get like drugged up and they don't have to put you on all these pills, which ultimately I feel like it does definitely make it worse. It like mess with them. And one of my friends like was super, super depressed, and they put him on these crazy antidepressant drugs, and then they sent him right back to college. They didn't like monitor him or anything. And he jumped like 8 stories at the top of like a thing one day. And he lived, but like he was like, it was
vegetable.
brain dead.
That was the same thing. It was I was having the thought, like wanting to transition and this and that, and like having all these like suicidal thoughts. And then when they put me on, I think it was like Wellbutrin and Klonopin, that was the moment where I was like, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I tried to do it with the pills.
You can't mess with like. Even my mom, when the doctors were always like, "Oh, you should put him on Adderall. You should put him on Vyvanse." My mom was like, "You're not drugging up my kid. He's like." He's like 14 years old. He has ADHD, but like I couldn't focus. My mom's like, I'm not giving you that stuff. It just does something that's not like when you're that young. Like there are parents putting their kids on that stuff when they're like 10 years old.
Realistically, a little bit of Prozac is fine. You could even give your dog Prozac.
What my mom research was that I would take a shot of espresso coffee because the caffeine would balance the thing, and it helped me focus so much better when I was young. Wow. But yeah, I think that's like awful. And like suicide, I think is I personally have like, everyone's like thought about, they're like, I wonder what it'd be like if I wasn't here or something on like a bad day or like a really bad day. But I just think like, and I always say like, I could never do it because my like family, like my mom would be like, it would probably kill my mom if I did that. Like just like the heartbreak of like losing her kid. And I think like the people around me stuff, like if you pass away, I'd be fucking like, if you guys pass away, I'd be like, holy fuck, like never gonna get to see you guys. Like I think I don't want to say it's selfish to take your own life, but I think
you can
like,
say that.
I think it's like there are people that are like dying of cancer in a hospital that would do anything to live like one more day. And it's like, I get it. Times are super tough and everything, but it's like, you've something so like precious, and it's like, you're right. It's not forever. You can have, there's light at the end of the tunnel. The cloud's always clear. You'll be going through the worst time of your life and everything. And it's just like, it will always get better. It may not be the next day. It may not be the next week, but it's like, I don't know. I think life is so precious in the aspect of like, just that. Yeah. So
that was what realizing that it was a very selfish decision was one of the biggest reasons how I got out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was living with a girl at the time, my best friend. And
you guys ever like kiss?
What? No. Oh, actually, yeah, for boys. To
practice.
But I remember because afterwards, when I got out of the hospital, they were like, okay, like make sure she's on watch and all this stuff. And they were waiting until my mom flew in. But at the time, she was watching me and she did not understand at all. And she just kept being like, I just don't understand. Like, why can't you just be happy? Like, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And I was kind of in this like fog. And I just didn't really care. And I still was like, I'm still going to do it. You know, like I attempted it. I'm still going to do it. And it wasn't a moment until she just like broke down and she was just like, you're fucking selfish. I fucking can't do this anymore. And that was the moment where I was like, oh my God, I'm like actually affecting her. Because this girl never cries. And she cried in front of me. And I was like, oh, fuck.
I think it's just so sad.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, I'll bring this
on
up
a
a
brighter
little
note,
bit.
yeah, that's
But now I'm
sorry.
here,
I just had I was like, you know what? Something I really wanted to
It is
make
an
sure
interesting
we
topic to
address
talk
because it
about.
just happened, like just happened.
But he's good. He's safe. So
For the most part, yes.
And let's just say he's gonna come back to town, and Tony's gonna take him to town.
Ayo!
Shit.
And Rihanna will release that album.
And then he's gonna.
Well, I mean, what is one thing I guess that would? It's funny you mentioned the Rihanna album because I am kind of a futurist. I really live for technology. You know what I mean? I like my thing is like if I had the opportunity to live forever, I think it would be because I just want to see where technology takes us. Is there something that if you could live forever, what's going to be like something that keeps you
I
going?
really want to do like I'm not a big fan
Like
of
going to
flying.
Mars
Yeah,
or-
like I don't really like flying in general. Like I don't mind it, but it's like there's turbulence, like there's a loud noise during takeoff. Like I'm definitely like shit.
He
this
doesn't
is
like
it.
loud noises.
Yeah.
Really?
It's interesting. He doesn't like loud noises. I learned this because he's like, "Can you turn your surround sound down when
I
you're
don't know
watching a
what it is, but
movie?"
even my mom knows she's always said like you don't like loud noises, you don't
Really?
like loud bangs or anything. But like I love.
What about when the
That's
girls
actually
are
a
like,
very-
oh, Zach? You're like, shh.
I mean,
That's
that's like music to my ears. So.
I don't know if you know this, and I'm not going to diagnose you, but that's actually a huge symptom for autism.
Whoa.
Is not liking loud noises.
Really?
Yep, a lot of autistic children will wear headphones because they cannot do loud noises that like it like.
Well, let's just say
triggers
then I'd be
something,
risen
so.
with the tism. So it's like,
Oh
I mean,
my god!
very well, maybe. I just think it's
on a
more
scale of
like,
1 to spectrum, he's
Yeah.
you know
I mean, I love loud music. I love music when it's loud, but like
sudden.
It's
loud
like
noises.
sudden loud noises, but it's
But
like
you like fireworks?
I love, but like I think with your sound systems that when we're watching a horror movie, and I fucking hate scary movies. Like I hate scary movies, and the whole house is shaking, and it's like a
the
horror scene,
jump
and someone's about to
scares.
get like murdered, and there's gonna be a jump scare. I'm like, bro, turn this shit down. Like
Yeah.
it's terrifying. I've never just like I don't think anyone likes random.
Well, it's all
loud-
good. I'm not coming for you, bro. Don't get
No, no,
don't
no.
get all. He's like, well, I don't.
No, not at all. I'm just saying. Either way, maybe I have autism.
You and Cam, it's all right. You can have. We'll see who's on a bigger scale.
We're the Spectrum boys.
The boys are back in town. Do you have a problem keeping your white sheets clean?
Do you have a shitty kitty?
Well, we have the perfect solution for you. It's
Douche bedazzle for your asshole.
now back to our regular programming show.
Hey, this could be a water bottle.
Jesus.
Is this used?
Now it's time for our newest segment, Coming in Hot. What do you got for us, Shayan?
Okay, so the first question is, since Anthony is a bartender and Cheyenne's an escort, do you think that's a red flag for someone to date you?
Oh, actually,
Today, who? A bartender or an escort?
Yeah, either.
interesting. I would never date. God, I don't know.
Would you ever date a bartender?
I would.
I would date a bartender for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
An
Did you ever
escort would be
date-
hard.
But an
Yeah.
escort, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
That's
if I'd
tough.
want like someone running up like my girl like that.
Well, not a lot, but a lot of times they don't run up the girl. A lot of times they just want companionship.
Yeah. But
Actually,
like,
who am I? Okay, so escorts have sex for money. Well, like, what's the difference between an escort and a sugar baby, though? That's what I want to know.
I'd be fine with if I had a girl that's just getting sugar babied and like, I mean, I do that now though. Like if I'm at a bar with a girl and I'm like go get me like if she's like, oh, go get us drinks, and then she walks
Oh,
to
yeah.
some dude at the bar and she'll like put her arm around him, start flirting with him, and be like, can you get me and my friends drinks? And
Yeah.
the dude's like, oh, I'll get you guys drinks, and then she comes back and gives me
Yeah.
like 2 drinks. I'm
Yeah,
like, shit, I'll
that's
take
how
it.
the rich stay rich.
Yeah, I could do a
Hey!
sugar baby. I can do a sugar baby, but an actual escort that like I can actually go on and book, I don't think I can.
Yeah.
Like one off of
Actually, I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't know because what if he's escorting, but his main clientele is female? Then I don't give a shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
you know,
But
what
the
if
main
you have a girl
clientele
where
is never-
she's an escort and her main clientele is all women? You know what I mean? Like,
I guess I don't
But
know how
women
that would
don't
work, but
pay for so much.
or if your clientele was lot lizarding.
Well, I mean, I'm a very loyal girlfriend. Loyalty is my biggest thing. I'm a loyal person in general. So I feel like yeah. But I am planning on getting out of escorting because
wait, this question isn't about you, woman. It's like, would you date someone that's an escort, or would you date?
Well,
a
I was
bartender?
answering like, would I date another escort?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking. I was like, oh, girl,
No,
we would all
no.
date you. Don't worry.
No, but like, it just depends. If I am dating a guy that is an escort, like there would have to just be so many rules. Like it has to be with protection.
I wouldn't want to just like, nothing against it. I don't have anything against it. It's just me personally be like, I wouldn't want someone else like touching my girl or like doing it like pleasuring like my girl and like that aspect.
Yeah.
So it'd be hard. But a bartender I feel like is fine. They have to wear something that pushes their boobs up and then they can make a lot more money. So like, I'm all for it. Like get your bag, but don't
have you ever cheated?
No, I'll never cheat on someone.
Oh,
that's awful, bro. To cheat on, I would just full like if I was ever like wanted to break up, I'd just call and be like, if like I couldn't see them right then or like I was just gonna see them, I'd be like, look, like this just isn't working. Like I would never like cheat. That's like awful, bro.
Yeah.
All right. What question do you got, Zach?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. What is the most amount of people you would have sex with at once? That's from one of the comments on the last short.
Oh, I would one.
The most amount of people at one time, I'd say 2.
I'm a one.
I don't like
kind of
groups.
girl.
You wouldn't do like a 5-some?
No. That's too much going on.
Yeah, and someone's always getting the bad angle of you. Like I want them to see me dead on.
But also like
angle.
I can definitely relate to you and the pickiness because like Shayan knows like I'm so picky. So like
I send you guys all the time that I'm like, bro, you should bang him, and you're like, dude, no, not my type. Too hairy.
No, at all. Like I'm so picky, and that's what's funny is I think this in the straight world, a lot of these straight guys think that like if they're attractive, that every gay guy is going to throw themselves at them, which is absolutely not the case.
Yeah.
But because also, I mean, we've talked about this before. We've had many conversations at Tanner's hot tub where it's just like, there's tops, there's bottoms, there's the logistics of everything.
Yeah.
Like some guys are only into twinks, some guys are only into bears, some guys are only into otters. I mean, like
I don't even know what a bear or an otter is.
Just exactly. Paint the picture with your mind on what a bear would be and put a human face on it.
Yeah. Or like when guys are just like, oh, don't hit on me. I'm like, you do not have to worry. You're safe.
Right.
Yeah, that is it. I just learned. I remember I asked Tony, like, I asked a couple gay friends. I'm always like so curious. I'm like, what the fuck is a top? What is a bottom? I have like no clue about it. And I didn't even know that it's like,
bro, you got ChatGPT. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, that's more of this like,
he needs like a picture.
It's more of just like, it's just like it's a completely different world to someone that's straight when like someone's explaining it where it's like some guys are only tops and some guys are only bottoms. And then I'm like, like you would think it would be like, but I mean, I don't know, bro. Everyone just like,
Yeah. To answer your question,
Tony's the bottom B.
No. Too many people in a room is too much for me.
Yeah, too many fingers in the pot.
Yeah. No.
Too many dicks in the pot.
So the last question we have. There's a guy I'm in love with, and we went on a date, but he told me he had a kink where he likes to cut himself during sex because it makes him rock hard. I was curious about it, so I agreed to it, but it traumatized me. I love him, so I'm having a hard time letting him go. What would you do in this situation? It's tough because Shayan lives for cutting. So she thinks it's hot.
Yeah, I've never done it before. I've always wanted to get into like the little knife play.
Personally, I mean, so let's like dissect the question real quick. So he's a cutter, but like not like a cutter. Like he's not trying to like get to the end.
Like draws
like in sex, like
curious.
with a little bit of knife play. Like carving
Dang,
your
he said
name
I
on
was curious
someone.
about it, so I agreed to it, but it traumatized me. So he actually, that's fucking.
tried it out.
I could never do that.
I can't even
Sex.
watch. Like I could watch someone get like blown up or something, but like as soon as like when we watched that movie, like the Terrifier, and like they were like blowing people up or something, like I was like, okay, like that's whatever. But like if you took like a knife and just went like that, like, and I would like freak out. Like I can't do that. So I don't. I would say, I'd have him not.
I'd say there are plenty of fish in the sea. There are 8 billion people on this planet. I promise you, that's not the only one for you.
Crazy, bro.
Sexy.
Oh my gosh,
it's hot. Like you ever want to like you can carve your name out on me. Like on my back.
I wouldn't be able to. I would get.
Really?
I would
You'd
start
be like,
freaking out.
I'd be like, do it.
I would start freaking out. Like,
what if I was like, don't be a pussy, do it?
I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to like stick. It would freak me out, like pressing a knife and like doing. Oh my god, it's like watching a needle go in. I can't.
Actually,
do it.
you know what I'm curious is what is something, Zach, that will make you see red, just infuriate you. It's funny. The reason I bring this up is because there's very few things for me, but one thing is being called a pussy. And I remember I got into a fight with my ex-wife, and it was at the bar, and she called me a pussy. Because like in my mind, I'm like, I'm not a pussy. Like I just know I'm not a pussy. Like I'm I'm down for my shit.
Yeah.
So when she called me a pussy, I lost my fucking shit. I took her like $10,000 Birkin, and I threw that shit into the dance floor on like, it was like Halloween. Her money, drugs, fucking everything flew everywhere because I knew she valued that fucking Birkin more than life itself. And like, I just saw red because I was like, I can't hit her. She's a girl, and for many reasons, I just can't hit her. So,
well, let's just say Tony has beat the shit out of a couple women.
No, absolutely not.
I don't know, actually. I guess it's like nothing. Like you can't just like say something. I don't think unless like you're talking about like my mom or like my family. But if you're like my friend, I wouldn't take it like that. But if you were a random person, and I guess like disrespect or just like it's the long term thing when someone like pushes my buttons, kind of where it's like little digs here, and then it's like after the joke is done, it's like a little bit more, and then I'm like, all right.
Yeah, but Zach, you're kind of good at that.
Oh, I'm really good.
Zach,
that's my weak.
The funny thing is, like, that's what he hates it, but that's what he's good at. Like, he's good at these little fucking digs.
That's my Achilles heel right there. But that's just like, I don't know. Chirac, what's yours?
Ooh, I don't
Cheyenne has a few of them though.
No, I mean, ooh.
If she's dating someone.
Yes.
And
if I'm dating someone, I own him. He's mine. Don't touch him. Don't look at him. Don't even breathe around him.
Would you fight
mine.
a girl?
Absolutely.
Fuck, I have, and I will continue to.
And you won?
And I don't plan on changing. I would fuck a bitch up. You touch my man, I will fuck you up.
You already triggered her.
But yeah, that or like sometimes I feel like if someone was like in my face, like screaming, shouting at me, that I'm going to be like, okay, I feel like threatened, and then that's when I see red.
It's like with alcohol involved, it's never like I'll get mad so easy. Like if I'm like really drinking and like or like someone's like talking to a girl that I'm with or something at a bar and I'm drinking, like my ego's like through the roof, and it's just like it literally happened with the chick that you guys met and stuff. We were at the Victorian, and I don't know what it was, but she was like talking to this dude, and like it was like I showed up late, and I just walk up, and this dude's like trying to get her number. I just like walk up, and it's like, yeah, good luck. I'm like, good luck, pal. Like she doesn't even fucking like, she's not even gonna look at you, buddy. Like I just like insulted this like dude that was like 3 times my size and just walked away with her. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm the fucking man. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like that it's just like,
I mean, I just think a lot of times girls will try to like, I don't know. I think they really do try to like try me. And sometimes they'll just sit down
That's
like
scary,
next to the guy that like I'm clearly with. And then they'll like do this and stuff. And I'm like, bitch, I will literally break your fingers one by one and stare at you and laugh about it. Like I am actually insane.
do you think so in like,
I don't know if it's like they're trying to establish dominance, but I'm like, oh, I'm a pretty submissive person. But
would
when
you
it comes
get
to
in
that,
trouble though? Like if, I'm curious to know how it would be if like obviously like I can't hit a woman or something.
Oh,
so but like how do you think it would play out if like they called the cops and they were like, well, this dude hit me, and then like the cops came and
well, my thing is I always give a warning, and I always let them throw the first swing.
Yeah, if they throw the first,
and then when they throw the first punch, then I'm like, my turn.
That's scary.
And you don't want it to be my turn. I mean, it happened at Mickey's one time. This girl literally comes up to me trying me all night, and then eventually she went and she scratched my face and ripped out some extensions. She had a hand, like literally her hand.
That's
and I was like, all right, it's my turn. One hit the jaw always. Reset button, out. And then her boyfriend was like, you fucking tranny. You hit my girlfriend. Like, I'm going to put you 6 feet under. And guess what? I went to where he worked at and I said, come outside, bitch. Come outside, bitch. I'll whoop your ass too. I'll whoop your mom. I'll whoop your grandma.
I'd be so
I don't
scared
care.
It's like,
bitch,
it's like,
no.
I would be afraid of Shayan pulling like, come out and like fight me. But
yeah,
like,
I literally was like, come try it. You said you want to put me 6. Come on, let's do it.
I mean, if you're in Mickey's though, and like Tony owns the place, I mean, it's kind of like, kind of probably knock some fools out in there and it's fine. Just look the other way.
But just, hit the jaw and get out quick, because no face, no case.
Fair enough. That's not bad at all.
What are you doing?
Zooming on those titties.
We'll get a good angle.
Oh shit, not bad.
Hey. Does it look good? Let's see. You gonna jerk off to it later?
I mean, let's just say I've already jerked off to the OF.
Actually, well,
I'm the number one.
I jerked off to a few photos of you.
What?
Why not? I needed content.
Shit.
Oh,
You ever
phone. I'm like,
that
what?
in.
You ever beat it to Tony?
No, God no.
Really?
No, he's like my brother.
Dude, I've never heard that.
If Anthony was 6'4", I'd maybe like consider.
There's no way.
I have to have a tall guy. That's like my main.
Fuck. Not bad.
Oh shoot! Well, now it's time for Cheyenne's favorite part of the episode.
To knock a bitch out. That's all, folks. If you want to watch more fucked up shit,
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
woo!